Welcome back to the Bailout Mindset, where we talk about finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. And in our today's video, we are going to be talking about what are the 3 strategies that you need in order to bail yourself out beyond the poverty line, especially here in Africa. Stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. My name is Simon Moniki, and I am going to be your host of today. So let's dive right into our subject of today, which what are the 3 strategies that you can use in order to bail yourself out beyond the poverty line? Because as we mentioned, and as we always mentioned, we are here to elevate you beyond the poverty line through financial education and an entrepreneurship mindset. And you want to know what is beyond the poverty line? If what is below the poverty line is $2 or $3 or $5, then what is beyond the poverty line? Then, first of all, what is beyond the poverty line is one, freedom. And that means freedom to do whatever you want, anywhere you want, with whomever you want. 2, there is money. And there is a quote that says, money does not buy you happiness. But if happiness depends on money, then money basically buys you happiness. So you need to figure that out. If you would like to become happy by driving a Range Rover, then you need the money, because if you don't have the money, you're not going to have the pleasure of enjoying that Range Rover. If you want, let's say, to go ahead and buy a Mercedes, or let's say you want to go there and buy an Audi RSQ, or you want to buy a Rolls Royce, all those things, if they are going to make you happy, then your happiness depends on the money. And so it means you have to get out there and look for the money. You can either look for the money or you can attract the money. So the 3 strategies that we're going to bring up. Strategy number 1 is self-development. Now, this is something that has been mastered with the Western countries. They have really come to understand that the education system is somewhat lame, and that's why I think hapa Kenya tunajaribu kutoka kwa the previous education system ya 844 tunajaribu kuingia kwa CBC, and CBC is really educating our children very differently, unlike the way sisi tulikuwa tunachapwa viboko, tumefunzwa na violence, tumefunzwa na bullying, yani shule zenye tumeenda, especially the millennials, you just know your high school stories, zile vitu umepitia, sijui kuchoma mashule, mara just so many problems, and as a result the school system and also our parents wamekuwa kitunza kitu moja: go to school, you will get a job, definitely a good wife, definitely a house, and then buy a car, wait for retirement, which somehow it hasn't worked for any of that generation. And that's why I think we have so many people who are unemployed above the age of 40, 50, 60. We have a lot of millennials who are unemployed because things didn't work out after school. Why is that? Ukienda shule, wewe ulienda ukidhani una compete na Njugush ama Kamau ama Onyango mwenye ako pale hivi kando, ama mwenye ako on the next school. After umetoka shule umerealize ucompete na Onyango, una compete na Rajput wa India, una compete na ZP wa China, una compete na Yingyong wa Cambodia ama wa Philippines. You are competing with the Muslims from sijui North Africa and so on and so forth. So you are in a global race. You are in a race, you are in a competition where you're competing global. Au compete na classmate. So unapata watu wengi after umetoka shule, ulikuwa na kabachelor, ulikuwa na masters, unafika nje unapata vitu haziwezi kwa sababu ya nini? First of all, information yenye uko nayo ni outdated. To the Western civilization, they have come to believe information expires after every 24 hours. So, kama unasoma syllabus ya 2017 na tuko 2022 ama 2023, wewe jua hii information yako ili expire na more than 3 years or even 2 years. Kama unasoma, and I will use an example with these self-help group books that we always read, the likes of the 3 strategies of war, the likes of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Hizi vitabu ziliandikwa sijui 1990 what 2000. So information yenye unasoma imekufikia nearly 2 decades later. So the first thing you need to understand is that for you to really build wealth and get out of poverty, you need to grasp the concept of self-development and self-education. Self-education is education that takes place once you are finished with school. In fact, real education starts after umemaliza shule. Ukishamaliza shule hivi, umemaliza internship, haya ndio sasa umeanza sasa masomo yenyewe. Ulienda ukafanya huko human resource, ulienda ukafanya business administration, sijui ulienda ukafanya IT, ulienda ukafanya computer science. Sasa that is where the true test of what you went to do to school either pays off or you rediscover what you are capable of, because what school teaches you is not what your capability is. Your capability unakujanga kuijua huku nje after umetoka shule. And how can you know your capabilities? By making sure you learn a lot of things. So usifike huku nje alafu uanze kusema ati mimi nimefanya degree, sizijua plumbing, sizijua welding. In fact, the next billionaires and millionaires are going to come from plumbers, they're going to come from electricians, watatoka kwa blue collar industry, hawatatoka kwa white collar, hawatatoka kwa watu wa maofisi, watatoka kwa blue collar, because there are so many advantages that are related with doing blue collar jobs. Hizi kazi za jua kali ziko na pesa sana, unaona. So self education means now learning the necessary skills that you need. Sales and marketing, negotiation, leadership. Hautaifunzwa shule leadership, not unless ukue wewe ulikuwa at least kwa CEO ama ulikuwa prefect, na at least you have the basic experience. But ukifika huko nje vitu kwa ground ni different. You need to sharpen your skills. You need to know the diverse technologies that are there, whether it's cryptocurrency, whether it's artificial intelligence. And there are so many skills that are out there, you know. So first strategy number one is self-development and self-education. What is strategy number two? Strategy number two is getting to develop your own philosophy. Now, every rich and every wealthy person, one, they have a mission, two, they have a vision, three, they have their personal philosophy. And that's why you find philosophy ya Bill Gates sio ya Elon Musk. Kula anataka kwenda mwezi, mwingine anataka kucolonize the whole world huko akinunua sijui mashamba na nini na nini. Kuna mwingine anataka kutoa dawa ya ukimwi sijui aponye dunia mzima. Kuna mtu mwingine anataka tu, you know, every person has a different philosophy in life, and you need to find yours, because there is a man that said, where purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. And here in Africa, we have come to realize the hard truth that majority of Africans have not yet realized their purpose in life. And that's why we have a lot of abuse, from gender-based abuse, employment abuse. You know, watu wanachukia watu wanafanyia kazi, watu wanapigana na mabibi zao, wengine wanapiga watoto, wengine wanauana. And all of this is because somebody somewhere amepoteza njia, ameacha kujua nini anafaa kufanya kwa maisha. So you need to make sure that you really get to know. And there are some books that can actually help you to get to find your purpose. Books like How to Find Your Why, Finding Your Why by Simon Sinek, Infinite, I think it's called The Infinite Games by still the same author. And we mentioned in our previous video, the biggest advantage that we have in the millennial generation and the Gen Z ni ati sisi kwetu information iko kila mahali. You can read an audio book, you can read a hard book, you can read a summary. Sijui kuna kina Blinken sijui anafanyia mtu summary. So there are so many ways you can consume content. You can watch videos. Usiende huko kushinda kwa TikTok kuwatch vitu useless watu wakidance. And I'll also tell you this, if you are going out there and you are making content or you are doing things that really don't have value, and what do I mean by value? Value is something that will keep on helping or benefiting people's lives even years later after you have gotten old. And hiyo ndio siri ya kuunda do, by the way, vijana, kama mjajua. Ukienda huko ufanye vitu, utachekesha watu, utawabamba, lakini usidhani utawabamba hadi miaka 30 watabambika na the same jokes. That's why you find many comedians are broke. They are broke sababu it's a trend. Ikishaisha ni hivyo, imeenda na unasota. So you need to create value out there, and that's why the bailout mindset, we always insist, once you self-educate yourself, you'll be able to learn any skill that you want in the whole world. Once you have a philosophy, then you simply have direction in your life. Now direction, Sio kwenda kupata watoto na bibi na useme niko sawa. Yeah, depending. I usually say wale wenye mna watch hizi video, I do believe you are very ambitious. Now, you are not looking for the average life of the average Kenyan or the average Uganda or the average African. You are looking to take things in the next level. You are looking to bail out other people by making wealth, and you can only become rich if you make other people richer. And you can't make other people richer if you don't have a personal philosophy. It's as simple as that. Hauwezi kuwa president kama una vision ya the country. Hauwezi kuwa MCA kama una vision ya mtaani. So hauwezi kuwa CEO of a big company. So ambition is something that will never be taught, but it's something that grows the more you get to understand or you get to realize your purpose in life. So strategy number 1, self-development. Strategy number 2, vile tumesema, personal philosophy. Now, strategy number 3, entrepreneurship, because you have to monetize whatever you are either doing or you have, so that in the early days wazazi wetu walikuanga wananunua kuku, zinataga mayai, wanauza mayai, alafu mwisho wanauza kuku tena, wanauza the process. Wengine walikuwa wanafuga ng'ombe, wengine walikuwa wanafuga mbuzi, wengine walikuwa wanaenda kwa shamba wanalima. It was called return on investment. Return on investment, getting back your money or making money from your money. Now the money that you're going to make when you sell the goods, it is called currency. It is not real money, it is fake money. And now you need to understand about fake money and real money, and all of that goes hand in hand with entrepreneurship. Ujue enyewe pesa ni nini. Pesa ni shamba umeacha ushago, ama pesa ni smoke umekuja kuuza Nairobi. Pesa ni simu yenye uko nayo na kusaidia kuongea, ama pesa ni kuandika barua. Pesa ni kuku uko nazo, ng'ombe uko nazo, watu wangapi mko nao kwa familia. That's why Indians are really making money. That's why you find these foreigners wakikuja huko Kenya wanaunda do, sababu they really come with a good understanding of what their money is, and they come with that entrepreneurship mindset, and they go on and create these big industries. Wanatuajiri kazi, tunaanza kusema Wahindi ni wabaya, sijui wazungu ni no, wa China no, they are just capitalists who have come into our country to make it better. And there are some of you out there wenye wanasemanga sijui capitalists, sijui wameharibu. In fact, if you go to communist countries, that's when you will come to understand how much of a freedom we have here in our country, especially in Kenya. So just by the mere fact that we have a free market, it means you can do whatever you want. You can venture into any industry na hakuna mtu atakukataza. There are some countries where you can't venture into certain. Hebu enda kwa Waarabu ujaribu kufanya kazi zingine huko, uone kama utaweza kufanya. Hauwezi. Hebu enda China uone kuna biashara huwezi fungua ni za watu fulani, unaona? So here we have that advantage. You can compete with literally anybody in the whole world because you can invest in any sector you want na hakuna mtu atakulimit. Yes, there is a threshold depending on where you want to invest your money. If you want to invest your money in, let's say, a venture capital fund or a hedge fund, it's going to be different from a person who wants to invest in a small business or in a chain of supermarkets or in a chain of shops, depending. And that's why you find that there are some very crazy technologies zinafanya vitu simple na watu wanaunda pesa. Look at Twiga, look at Wasoko, look at, I won't even discuss fintech companies like Coco and so on and so forth. M-Pesa, it simply solves the simplest solutions, and they're really reaping money out of us. So self-education, personal philosophy, entrepreneurship, and the last but not least, if you want to become rich, you need to study one subject for a lot of time in your life, which is none other than money. Because pale shule nakumbuka tulifunzwa kila kitu, lakini hakuna mtu alikufunza pesa ni nini na akakufunza vile. In fact, kila mtu alikufunza utafute pesa, which is actually quite the contrary. Ukitoka nje, pesa sio ya kutafutwa. Pesa ni kama mwanamke, ni uikatie utafute vile itakuja kwako, na inaweza tu kuja kwako when you have a lot of value in whatever you are doing or in whatever industry you are in. So once you grasp those three, and the last, which is the bonus yenye nimewaambia, really understanding what money is. Usipoelewa pesa ni nini, my friend, hata uitafute, hata uipate ikiwa inatoshana aje. In fact, ukachukua saizi pesa yote ya nchi yetu, vile tunasema tunaibiwanga sijui billions of money, uamue upatie kila mtu 10 million, kila mtu akuwe na pesa, akuwe tajiri. Tukiamka kesho asubuhi ama next week, hiyo pesa yote itarudi kwa mikono ya wale watu 10, because your value goes hand in hand with your income. That's why unapatanga watu wanashindanga jackpot, and some of you are going to say gambling. By the way, vitu kama gambling, hizo ni vitu zitafanya usote sana. You're trying to have easy gratification. Risk kitu inaeleweka, usiende kufanya risk zingine hazieleweki. Kwani kuna job experience yenye utapata na gambling? Let me just be honest with you. Kuna job experience utapata sijui na kuangalia statistics za Arsenal na nini. In fact, in our next video we are going to be discussing what are the characteristics that make poor people, and what are the things that make rich people rich people. And it always goes hand in hand na mindset. So kindly kijana, madam, kwenye huko chairman, vice chairman, secretary, chief whip, mahali popote huko, kwenye huko jueni kiongozi mahali popote huko, unaona, you have that in you. I want you to go and check on those 3 strategies and find a way you can implement them in your life, so that you can bail out yourself beyond the poverty line. As we said, and as I always say, there is nobody who is poor in Africa. We are all wealthy. We are a population of 1.2 billion na tuko na land mass sijui inatoshana aje. Africa unaweza ingiza sijui US, China, Australia na UK, uzibandike sondeke huko na zitatoshea vizuri. Alafu unaniambia ati umesota aje? Na kuna mtu ako mahali analala kwa casket in Japan na ako na pesa. Unaona? That means that our understanding of money is very different. And yes, wale wako na advantage ya technology, but as I said, here in Kenya ni kama New York ya Afrika. Iangaliange hivyo. Vile unafikiria kwenda South Africa, kuna mtu anafikiria kutoka Kongo akuje Kenya, yeye anajua hapa ndio anaweza pata, ndio tu chances zake za kuomoka So if you're already a Kenyan na uko hapa, your chances of making it anywhere in the world and where in Africa, they are exponentially higher than any other individual. So you need to take advantage of that. And the last bonus for you who are watching until the end of the video is that make sure you strive, make sure you survive, and make sure you thrive. That is the quote of today. And if you really believe in the bailout mind as a community, and you really believe in our values and principles, then comment with the word survive, because we need you to survive this poverty, which is temporarily, until you get into the middle income, until you get into the wealthy. Hauwezi toka kwa umaskini na uende direct kuwa tajiri. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Usijidanganye, hiyo ni siasa, hiyo ni propaganda vile nasemanga. You need to follow the chain. Creating wealth is a process. And you also need to accept the hizi rich quick get schemes hizi zenye zinaendelea hizi, they will just mess you up and you're going to regret your youthful life, because remember, you're wasting your time, which is your money. And if you have 30 billion seconds, uenda ukaribu 2 billion seconds, we jua umebakisha 28. So you need to always think about that how am I using my time, which is my money, so that I may now get the money that you're really looking for, which is the currency, which in turn you're going to invest, so that the currency can actually become real money. Those are totally 2 different things, currency and real money. So I will recommend, for those of you who have stayed until the end of the video, go and check out a book called Fake Teachers, Fake Money, and I think Fake Properties, so that you may elevate yourself beyond the poverty line. See you in our next video, and thank you for watching until the end of this video. Stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell below.